we're making flautas today. So why is this one of my favorite Mexican dishes? I would have to say it's because my mom would make it pretty often as a kid. And traditionally she would make it either with chicken or a potato. So me being a foodie and going to work at restaurants over the years, I would experiment with the flautas, making different fillings. So the one I'm gonna make with you guys today is my own take on it. And so I'm very excited. I think you'll really enjoy it. So yeah, let's get to it then. All right, so go ahead and grab your butternut squash and you're gonna cut both ends. And once you finish doing that, you're gonna cut right down the middle. Just be careful when you do this. And then go ahead and grab your peeler. This is all I had at the time. I don't recommend these. These things suck. I recommend using these. It's what I used in restaurants for many years. You can find them on Amazon. I actually have one, I just don't know where I left it. So, you'll see real quick, I'm gonna get really frustrated doing this because it really sucks. I don't know, it might be the mechanism. It just doesn't work that well. So in this situation, I'm gonna use my chef knife to just trim the butternut squash. I'm not the best at this, so don't judge me too much, but just do your best and we'll figure it out. All right, so go ahead and grab a spoon and using the edge of the spoon, you're gonna scrape all the seeds out from it. All right, so the next step is we're going to cut the butternut squash and we're gonna do a medium dice. So just do your best, but basically you wanna make sure you cut them in the same uniform. And the reason why is because once we cook the butternut squash, we wanna make sure that the pieces are being cooked evenly. That's the main focus here. And so go ahead and grab a pot once you finish doing this, and you're gonna fill it up maybe like about halfway with water. Make sure to add some salt. And then we're gonna cook this maybe a little past al dente, and we'll go from here. All right, so let's give it a nice swirl. Make sure to taste the water. Is it nice and salty? Good. Once it's done cooking, let's go ahead and strain this, and let's just leave it on the side for the time being. Okay, so go ahead and grab your garlic head. Let's take about 3 cloves. Let's peel them, and then we're gonna slice it and do a nice mince. So grab your half of onion and you're gonna do a julienne cut. If you don't know how to do julienne, just look up a YouTube video on it. I'll make a video one day on the different cuts, but yeah, just do that in the meantime. Okay, so grab your saute pan and you're going to do about 1 or 2 tablespoons of oil, and go ahead and add your ground beef and just break it apart nicely. All right, so grab your paprika, and I like to do about 2 to 3 tablespoons. I go on the heavier side. I just love the taste and also just the color it gives. So it's up to you how much you want to add. And now we're gonna add our garlic, and we're gonna add our onion. All right, so now that you have your garlic along with your onion, you want to make sure that everything's well mixed together. So with your spoon, just mix all the ingredients. You want to make sure everything's nice marinated. You want to make sure everything's nice and coated, basically. And go ahead and add your butternut squash. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of water, nothing crazy. And again, with your spoon, give it a nice, a few swirls around, mix it really well together. And just saute it as you please. And with the spoon, I'm gonna smash the butternut squash just a little bit, just to mix everything more together and break it apart. And once it's done, off the heat. Okay, so let's cut some coins with the cucumber. And then let's grab our Queso Fresco. I don't know why I was having trouble with this. I've opened these before in the past and they're really easy, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't manage to open it. So I needed my pocket knife. So grab like a stainless steel bowl or a glass bowl, and you're just gonna break it apart. You want it nice and loose, kind of like fluffy. Okay, grab your lettuce. You don't have to use butter lettuce. You can use romaine lettuce if you wanted to. So with the butter lettuce, I just took the leaves apart, and what I'm doing here, I'm just stacking them together, basically. And then with my chef knife, I'm gonna do kind of like a medium dice. So now grab your comal, and here we're just gonna warm up the tortillas. We're not gonna cook them all the way through. We just wanna make sure they can get warmed up to the point where they're flexible enough to work with. And so once they're done, go ahead and grab like a kitchen towel, and you wanna just basically just cover them with that so you can keep them nice and warm. Okay, here's the fun part. Grab your filling and grab one tortilla. And you're gonna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of filling. Kind of fill it out. Get a sense of it, how much you wanna add to it. And then grab a toothpick. Actually, you wanna roll it and then grab a toothpick. And then once you do that, just be careful not to poke yourself. I've poked myself a couple times. And then that's pretty much it. And for this one in particular, I'm not using a toothpick because I just want to kind of give you guys an example that if you don't have toothpicks, you can still make it. You just have to cook it on the side. So when it gets nice and crispy, it doesn't open up. And then that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much before you start to cook them, which is going to be just about now. So I'm using a small saute pan. The reason why is because you use less oil. So it's more convenient for just for this purpose in particular. But if you're making like a huge batch, you want to get a bigger pan. But yeah, you want to make sure the oil is nice and hot, and you want to have like a smoke point before you add it. And what you're looking for is nice golden color all the way around. And that's what I'm doing here. Just make sure you don't burn it. So you might want to play with the heat, kind of just to see where it's at. And just be careful. You want to make sure you can get it nice and crispy all the way around, because if some parts are not nice and golden, you'll notice when you take a bite. Parts of it would be nice and crunchy, and other parts it's still kind of soft. It's really whack, so you don't want that. So now we're gonna start plating the flautas. This is my favorite part. I'm gonna do about 4 of them, and grab your Mexican crema. And I like to be generous here. I don't shy away from it, so go heavy on it. So I don't know what happened here. When I was recording this, I thought it was too bright, so I messed with the brightness, and now it looks like crap. So yeah, I'm still learning, so just bear with me. Anyways, we're gonna add your queso fresco, and we're gonna do some lettuce now. and the avocado salsa. And add your Persian cucumbers. Gives it a nice crunch, fresh, and some more cheese. Always more cheese. And that's it. Well, here are the Mexican Flautas. I hope you enjoy watching the video as much as I enjoyed making them for you. And so I think the last step is just to try them. So cheers. Excuse me, I just love crunchy food. This is so good.